All right. Hopefully, I mean, the lighting's a little bit better this way, I think. Hopefully we can just get on with this. But hey guys, welcome to Deku Tarot. We're going to be doing some simple spells and rituals, mostly focusing on the Libra new moon. But you can take these and apply them to any new or full moon. We're just going to deal with the weird lighting. I don't know why live does this. But if you guys haven't, check out your new moon readings. They're all up. You can, it's like all time stamped in that video, so you can just go through and read for your, or check out the reading for your sun, your moon, your rising. And make sure to like, share, and subscribe. And to remind them that you're the baddest witch in town. I love this mug. I got this where I work, actually. So, first off, we're going to start off talking about the crystals that we would use probably for this Libra new moon. I mean, it's always good to research and look into, you know, the sign and, you know, any type of important conjunctions, things that are happening, and kind of figure out which which stones would be good for this energy, or, you know, would be good for this new or full moon, whatever's going on, or ritual. I always like to have selenite in any ritual just because it's very, very cleansing. So here's a selenite plate. I know that the lighting is super weird, and I wish I could change it, but I guess I cannot, because that's just life now. Okay, so sorry guys, now I have to fix the camera. But selenite here is a really great stone to have in any ritual, in any ceremony, in any new moon or full moon ritual, just because it's extremely cleansing. It also cleanses all the other stones. It's very, you know, it can clear out all that negative energy and really replace it with a higher vibration. I think kyanite's always good to have, just to connect to your higher self, connect to whatever types of energies you're trying to connect to. So those are just good basic stones. But for this Libra new moon, you want to get, you know, black stones and white stones, because it is about balance. You know, releasing. This is going to be a really great new moon to release. I mean, new moons are always great for that, but I think it's going to feel really clean in this Libra new moon. I think that Libra is really great for just balancing things out, cleansing with its energy. So we have some shungite, which is great for clearing out negative energy. It's also great for clearing out your water. So you can put this in your water, and it will, you know, it'll cleanse the water for you. I'm not a total expert in gemstones, so forgive me for not sounding super professional when I talk about them. Howlite is also great, not only because of its like white bone color, as we can barely see in this crazy light, but howlite is very good. And it's also, you know, I really like the balance of the black and the white. Obsidian and snowflake obsidian. So I have a little plate of one of those. I like to use these especially. I like to put the obsidian on my left side for cleansing any negative energy that's coming in, cleansing any energy that's coming in, reflecting out any negative energy, because black is great for that. And snowflake obsidian, I just kind of like to have the white color on my other side, on my right side, for the energy that I'm putting out into the world, which is going to be, you know, much lighter, more relaxed, more at ease, more cleansed. So anyways, it's always good also to have just some clear crystal quartz in any ritual, but I really like it, especially for, you know, the black, the white, the clear for this Libra new moon. I think that that is just very Libra in color scheme, but as well as in the cleansing nature of all these crystals. And crystal quartz kind of heighten anything that you're trying, or any type of vibration energy that you're going to put into it or be trying to get out of it. So and again, I always recommend cleansing them on the selenite plate, especially putting them out under the new moon, cleansing them in that energy. I don't even think that you have to put it on selenite if you're putting it out under the new moon. I like to, but I also just like to leave my selenite out there. Although you have to be careful with that. If it's going to be frosty or get wet, you don't want to leave selenite out at all. Okay, because selenite cannot get wet. All right, let's see. I think malachite is also a great stone if you're trying to enact some great changes for any new or full moon. So I think that that is a really great stone to have just for change in general, but especially so if you're trying to work towards new and larger goals for the future. And at this time in the Libra new moon, I think that that energy is very present, very prevalent. Along with stones for my rituals, I always like to, you know, take out some corresponding tarot cards. So in my Pagan Usi Other Worlds deck here, I like to use the new moon card, because they have all the moon cycles within the cards, which is amazing. So the new moon and full moon, I know it's hard to see in this light. I'll try to hold it up. But any type of changes that I'm wanting to make at this new moon, any type of intentions that I'm setting, and especially so for ones that I want to see come to fruition, or changes that I want to see be enacted by that next full moon, which will be in Aries on the 13th of October, actually. So I'll be focusing more towards that. What do I want to be changed by then? Where do I want to be at? What do I want to have released? So I like to keep out the cards just to kind of remind myself. I always like to keep out a moon card. If you, again, this is if you have a tarot deck. I'm very simple and, you know, relaxed with how I do my rituals. Not every witch and not every Wiccan is going to be the same. Everyone does things a little bit differently, and I like to say, do what makes you feel comfortable. Figure out your own way to do things. I think that's the most important part of your own type of craft here, and connecting is finding your favorite way to feel comfortable, the best way that you can connect to your higher self and, you know, the energies that are present during the new and full moons, or any cycle that you're trying to create a spell. But I'm focusing on new moon. Anyways, so I like to keep those guys out. I like to keep out the sun for new moons, because sun and moon together, when I get it in a reading, often come up to me as a new moon. So I think it's important to keep both of them out for illumination, for change, so that we can kind of, you know, look within, but then release to the outworld. It's kind of the masculine and feminine here. So there's a really great sense of balance, I think, for the Libra new moon, and including both the sun and the moon. Balancing out our masculine, balancing out our feminine, looking within, and really feeling what has not been right and how we can change it. This is going to be a really, again, a great moon for release. But let's move on now to a little candle spell. All right. So for my candle spells, I like to use oils that I actually get that are made at the shop that I work at. My boss is a level 5 high priestess, and she's incredible, and she makes a bunch of amazing magical oils. So I know it's kind of hard to see because they get a little bit oily after a while of use, but it is a money come and stay oil. So we're going to be focusing on a little bit of a money spell. So I think career, money, and balance in those areas are going to be in major focus, as well as love and relationships. And we can talk a little bit about a love spell as well, but let's start with the money spell. For new moons, I like to have a silver candle. And for full moons, I like to have a gold candle. So let me get out my gold candle. So you can see it from my last full moon there. It's a big gold one. I think you can just have fun with the size, whatever you want, really. I got that one at Michael's. I got this one at the shop that I work at. I like to always include a white candle and a black candle. Chime candles are fine. And you can choose to dress these ones if you want, as well as, you know, your ritual or your spell candle that we'll be making in a second. But different candle colors mean different things, and it's important to remember that as well. We're going to be using, we're going to do this for the silver and the green. Green for money, for abundance, for, you know, whatever we're trying to bring in terms of wealth. So we're going to be focusing on a money spell here. So first things first, I'm going to take a little bit of the money come and stay oil, and I'm going to put it actually in here. You don't have to put it in a little bowl. You can just put it right on the candle if you want. But I want to show you, you know, the different things that I put into it, because I don't just put one oil on it for new moons and big rituals. I like to include a couple different oils and things to bring in. I feel like I'm not sounding very professional. It's early in the morning, guys. I'm still drinking my coffee. And I don't know if everybody else has this problem, but I have a hard time sleeping near full and new moon, so I'm pretty tired too. But anyways, so I'm going to take a little bit of my money come and stay oil. And you can kind of get this from a different shop near you. Maybe they make them there. They almost will always sell oils like this, you know, uncrossing oils, reversal oils. High John oil is amazing. I'm definitely going to include that. And if you don't know the story of High John, I would definitely recommend going to look it up. I might butcher it, but he was a slave, and he really wanted, or he fell in love with, I want to say, forgive me if I'm wrong, somebody correct me if I'm wrong. I've only heard this story a few times from the women who make these oils, but he fell in love with the devil's daughter, I believe, and really wanted to be with her, but the devil said, you can't be with her unless you, you know, finish this extreme amount of work. So he got this root of this plant and he ate it or something. No, he didn't eat. No, that's not even how it happened. See, I shouldn't be telling these stories, guys. But he went and did all the work at an incredible pace, at an incredible power, and then ran away with the girl that he fell in love with, and left the earth. And when he left the earth, all his power got sucked down into the root, which is the Hydron root. And it's used a lot to strengthen and bring a lot of power, a lot of growth and change in extreme amounts to any spell. I really like to use it. And it's witchy poo, actually, potions. So this is not the one from Mystical Sense where I work, but this is her own type of oil, one of the women I work with. And if you want any of this information, if you want any of these oils, definitely email me, guys, because I can try to hook you up with the creators, because they're incredible oils. I love using them. They work so well. So I put a little bit of Hydron oil in. So we have Money Come and Stay, Hydron oil. I'm going to put some Crown of Success oil in there. And in any ritual, I like to anoint myself a little bit behind the ears. You can figure out, you know, if you want to put a rune or some type of symbol on your body that you create, that's fine as well. If, I like to put them on my chakras. I like to put it on my solar plexus. Well, really all of them, but I like to have that radiating feeling after a ritual when I put the oil on my solar plexus, which is nice. But putting it behind your ears, on your wrists, on your hands, if you're touching things, or if you're a creator, like an artist, somebody that works with their hands for money, it's always good as well. So I'm also going to put a couple herbs in along with the oils. And if you have any broken stones, I have a broken, if I can find it, I have a broken piece of citrine, so I'll put that in there because it actually fell on the tile floor and broke. I like to keep my broken stones for spells, to kind of put them in to infuse the oil a little bit. So for money, we do that. I also have a money drawing powder. You can kind of get these at different stores as well, like different like witch apothecary stores, gemstone stores, you know, your local witch shop. So I like to put a little bit of that in there. I also like to dust it off the dust it on the candles at the end. And where is the cinnamon? I like to put some cinnamon in. Where's that cinnamon? Right here. All right, and I like to use my ritual knife to kind of put it, you know, scrape it off of the actual stick, because I think I don't like to leave the whole stick in there and ruin the whole stick, but so I kind of shave off some cinnamon, as we can see here. Okay. Put that away. Alrighty, so, and sometimes if I want something to come in really fast, I got a wonderful gift, and I eat these. I put these in recipes from a friend of mine. I think it's nice to incorporate gifts from friends, gifts from loved ones in spells, because it brings in that wonderful energy here, and somebody gave this to you, somebody that cared about you. So I like to take a little bit of a chili pepper to make it come in a little bit faster. It's like a super spicy Italian pepper. So I like to put a little bit of that in there as well if I want it to come in very quickly, coming in hot, heat up the spell. It's just a personal thing that I like to do. Again, you can figure out your own ways and incorporate your own types of ingredients and energies into your own spells. I'm very lax about it myself, and I have fun with it. I always have. I don't really like to follow. I don't think it's meant, you know, we need to have these strict, intense, like this is what you have to do. You can kind of work spells in your own way and figure out what works best for you. So I like to also put a little bit of malachite in for change, because I had a malachite bracelet that broke a while back and I was really sad about it, but I was like, I can keep these for spells, and I can put these in the oil and kind of infuse a little bit of some extreme change. So then I mix it up a little bit. And this is the important part of dressing a candle. We're going to start with a green candle because this is a money spell. I'll probably put it on the silver candle as well. And if you have a full or a new moon oil, I recommend definitely adding that in as well. I only have a full moon oil with me today. I forgot to get the new moon oil when I was in the shop the other day, but they're out there and they're awesome. So I'm going to take some, I'm going to put them on my fingers here. I like to keep it on my left hand especially. And you take the candle, and you always want to be pulling the energy towards you. So I like to start from the center of the candle and I pull the energy towards me, pull the, bring the oils towards me all the way to the bottom, pinch it off, while focusing on what we want. So money, wealth, abundance come to me, stay in larger and larger amounts. And you flip it around. You can say this out loud, you don't have to. I'm just doing it so that you guys know what I'm doing. I don't usually do it out loud. I dip my fingers back in and bring it towards you, bring it all the way down the wick. Money come quickly, abundance come quickly, success come quickly. It is my will, so mote it be. It is my will, so mote it be. I like to end my spells by saying that you don't have to. Everybody, again, has their own way, and I don't like to say there's one specific way to go about it. I have these two lovely little star candle holders that I got from my shop as well. One's silver, one's gold. My hands are really oily now. So forgive me for the way I'm grabbing things, but I'm not gonna drop it. So then I put it in there, and you can dust it off if you have that money powder, if you have like maybe, and also patchouli oil. I forgot to mention that patchouli oil is also great for money as well. But I like to dust it off with my money drawing powder. I won't do that right now because then I'll be super messy. And yeah, there you have your first candle dressed, and you can just do it the second time. I'll just show you one more time with this silver one. I think that this Libra new moon is a great time for focusing abundance towards the future. Libra is extremely balanced, and we don't talk about it a lot, but they're really great in terms of work and career. They're extremely hard workers. So if you want changes in career, money, how it's been going for you, more control over your career, more balance in it, this is a great time to focus on that. And I like to do it a couple of times. I like to do it, 3 times over usually. It's flipping the candle back and forth. So I always start with the back end towards me, pinch it, flip it to the front, bring in the front end, pinch that towards me. Then you do it again and again. It feels, at least for me, I feel a nice sense of power coming into me as I'm doing it. So I know it's working. And the important part of any spell work is belief, obviously. Belief, confidence. So I'm going to put this actually in a bigger little candle holder because this is a thicker candle. You can also dress, your white candle, your black candle. You can dress them with different intentions based on different oils, different herbs. Again, you have to look up, which herbs mean which. If you're looking for love, romance, you want to use a red candle, a red or a light. I would say red for passion and love. You might want to throw a light pink one in there, a pink one in, because it, promotes friendship and connection in a lighter sense as well. It's not just that passionate sense. But you want to use a red candle for love. Some rose petals, wild rose petals would be great for that as well. And because if you want it to be coming in abundance, I always find that citrine, if you're trying to help something grow, if you have any broken citrine, and I find citrine for me breaks a lot, as stones kind of break once they've used their first purpose. I like to, instead of getting rid of them, throwing them out, which I think is a waste, you can use them in spells to charge, spell jars or charge oils like I just did. So definitely use any type of crystals that you broke, and don't just throw them away, save them. Alrighty, so now that we've done the candle, what else are we missing here? Oh, let's talk about cooking a little bit. I always like to, at least for me, I'm a very earthy person. I have a lot of earth energy in my chart. So I like to go and connect out in nature during my rituals. Not everybody can, and not everybody wants to, and that's totally fine as well. I do like to say, you should cook something or offer at least a little bit of food on your altar. I just think, for health, wealth, sustenance, and also, having food in your life, having the sustenance to get by, I think it's nice to offer that back to the, the goddess, whoever you're connecting with, whoever you're thinking. Everybody's different. I like to just make that very clear. I'm not like, you have to do it this way. But I think cooking is a really nice addition to any ritual. I think it really helps you connect with what you're eating and what you're putting into your body, bringing balance in different areas of your life, giving thanks. So I like to cook something. For the Libra new moon, I'm not sure. I was just, because it's fall, at least in the northern hemisphere, and we just had Maybon, I would suggest things with apples. I made like an cinnamon apple overnight porridge last time, or not last time, but during Maybon. So I might make something with apples today, but I would definitely suggest whatever it is, cook something kind of healthier, cook something that's going to make you feel good, cook something for yourself. And give a little bit to your altar, give a little bit to wherever it is that you're praying. And you don't have to go too crazy. Don't worry so much during the ritual. Just connect and be in that energy for as long as you want to and as long as it feels comfortable to you. And, you know, set your intentions. Let the candles burn all the way out. At least I like to do that. I don't know if everybody does that. But I've always I like to stand with them and be in that energy until they're all out. Some music suggestions, which is kind of fun. I like to listen to music during my ritual. I don't know if everybody else does. I love listening to Lorena McKennitt. I love her. Lorena McKennitt is she just has such an energy about her. I love her. Hi, Nikki. But yeah, I just really like her music. There's the Mummers Dance. What is that? She has her Book of Shadows CD is really good. I like listening to Lila as well, you know, when I'm getting into the ceremony and not so much, you know, relaxing, having my eyes closed throughout it, you know, releasing, meditating. I like to listen to Lorena McKennitt then, but I think Lila has some great tracks to kind of, you know, call your quarters, get into the energy, and also close out the ritual. I'm just somebody who likes music during ritual, not everybody does. So, yeah, I think that the most important thing in this Libra new moon here is to release, set intentions for the future. I don't have much more to say about it because I wanted this to be a quicker video with some simple, you know, just like little recipes and some simple ways of going about, you know, candle ritual and spells for new moons and full moons. You can apply these, you know, to obviously full moons or other rituals that you're doing. Candle magic is fun. It's pretty simple. You can get really into that energy pretty quickly. So it's my favorite way. I'm not the biggest I like trying to use my cauldron, but it's a little bit messy. And so I kind of prefer to use candles instead. But yeah, if you guys want any more videos on any other, you know, spells, rituals, etc., you want any more, you know, live videos, we can do like a question and answer. You guys can like send me a bunch of questions and we can talk about it in a different video. More in-depth info on candle rituals. There's some really good books. God, what's his name? I have my list. It's not in here though. I have a list on it. I will try to put it on my Instagram. God, there's some really great books out there. Candle and ritual magic, you can really look up for different spells on the internet. There's a lot of, you know, there's a lot of sites with a lot of spells, and I feel like you kind of have to sift your way through that and decide what works for you, what doesn't, if you're trying to, you know, release something, break a bond in something, break a cord. I suggest getting 2 candles, tying a string around it, and writing out what it is you want to release, lighting both the candles and cutting them, and that can kind of help you release that. But there's more in-depth rituals on this. I feel like that was a really simple way to go about it, but I always think that you should kind of feel your way through your own ritual. Just make sure, you protect yourself. You put salt around you, have salt in your ritual. Make sure you're not calling in any negative energies or any negative feelings. Work to release them so you're not bringing in any spirits or energies that are negative into your life. Make sure, your space is cleansed. Sage, Palo Santo are great things to burn just before you're starting. And as you're ending, I like to start off with the sage and I like to close out with the Palo Santo. I need to go buy some today because I actually just realized I'm out of it. But I just like the smell of Palo Santo. Some people don't. Some people don't like the smell of sage. You can use either or. I would say use Himalayan sea salt if you can. If you don't have any other type of salt, use sea salt. Like, you know, if you're like Morton salt, it'll be fine. I've used Morton salt before. It's okay. It's salt. Yeah. So that was what I would do with the salt aspect of it. Some people like to use black salt and create their own black salt. You can actually create your own black salt by using the scrapings of your cauldron after a bunch of rituals. So you can kind of save that up and use it as a black salt. Again, I think this is a really great time for banishing. So if you have any type of banishing spells that you want to work out, or, you know, get some obsidian, get some shungite, get some snowflake obsidian, some howlite, kind of just banish all that negative energy out of your life. I think this is a very cleansing new moon, as they usually are. Anyways, any other questions? And if we don't have any more questions, we can save that for another video. I'm enjoying this. I think it's kind of fun to talk about ritual and spells. I love doing them, and I don't think it's kind of an awkward thing to talk about with people in the real life, or not at like a shop that I work at, like a witch coven shop or something like that. It's like, how do you figure this out? But I would say listen to your higher self, figure out what's right for you, different types of energy. You know, you want to clear out the energy around you before you start any spell, obviously, like I was just saying. And you want to close it out, of course, before you're all finished. The salt, I like to, when I draw my circle for my ritual with my ritual knife, you don't have to use a knife, you don't have to get a special knife, it can just be like a regular knife, it's totally fine. I then, you know, dust that whole circle with salt just to keep, you know, the energy cleansed so nothing negative is coming in or out, cleansing, you know, the whole area that I'm working in. So that's how I use salt. I like to throw it in with my oils or throw it in with my cauldron, whatever I'm, you know, using for spell work, just because I think it cleanses it as well, you know, sucks out all the toxins, all the negative energy, and allows things to clearly move forward. So I like salt. I mean, I think every witch should have a little bit of salt. Alrighty guys, so have a wonderful Libra new moon. If you have any other questions, you know, direct them to my email. My email should be in the description box below this video. I'll make sure to put all that information in there on how to book a reading with me and stuff. Check out my Instagram. I've been putting some videos and daily reads and stuff up there. Thank you for coming. It's been fun. Yeah, this has been a fun one. But yeah, check out your other videos. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Check it out over on Instagram. I'm learning to use it better. And yeah, have a wonderful and blessed Libra new moon, guys. Thank you so much. Namaste. Oop, if I can turn this off now.